What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Moth. So the Pusha T and Jim Jones static from months ago has finally escalated into the two each doing a diss track with a video to go with. Now, at the time when Jim Jones first took shots at Pusha T, I made a video stating that I actually liked and listened to both artists for different reasons. I had stated that Pusha T is the better rapper, the better lyricist by far, and that he was deserving of his spot on the top 50 list. But I also said that I like Jim Jones' music as well. Yes, it is very possible to like both, even though one is clearly more lyrical. I said that I had respected Jim Jones' work ethic and his contributions to the culture. You know, he came a long way, made some good albums, and he most certainly had a fashion influence on the rap game. But of course, you know, those who strongly dislike Jim Jones will say that he didn't have any influence. Yeah, but that is to be expected. And also got to point out that some of those folks were likely still wearing tall tees into the 2010s when hip hop fashion had started to change back in 06 and 07. But hey, let me just get right into these two tracks, starting with Malice and Pusha's. The beat was provided by Pharrell, and it was fire. The Pusha and Malice video was recorded in Paris on the Louis Vuitton runway with Jay-Z and Beyonce in the background. And the vibes of the video are very high-end, very chic, very, I would say, capitalist and very aloof. It's the whole aesthetic that's very in step with how Jay-Z has carried himself for years now, you know, representing that billionaire mindset. Pusha T states, you buy watches, I buy collections. Okay, I actually believe that. He goes on to say, misery is fueling your aggression, jealousy turned to an obsession. Man, so I think that could be true since Jim wasn't on any of the lists. He might be feeling the type of way. I also like the line from Push when he said, you think there would be valor amongst veterans. I mean, he's got a point. You know, 40-plus-year-old guys probably shouldn't beef. But his hardest jab was easily, you chasing a feature out your element. Damn, that one stung. And that's obviously in reference to Jim saying that Drake was like the best rapper. Malice or no Malice had a verse which was cool, but it didn't appear to specifically go at Jim. I could be wrong, but my overall thoughts on the track was that Pusha had the ill flow, the icy delivery, and a couple blows that hurt. That being said, I feel this was Pusha just testing out the waters, you know, throwing out some bait. One could even say that it was light by Pusha T standards. You know, it was solid, but nothing crazy like what he did to Drake. Now, Jim Jones' video, on the other hand, was in stark contrast to Pusha's. He was rapping outside a bodega at nighttime. The energy was raw, gritty, in your face. He really maintained that underdog status for the video. Jim Jones said, they got you gassed, you must think you are the new Hove. And I think that's a fair shot considering, you know, Pusha clearly idolizes Hove, and Hove is in the video. Jimmy also said, your brother's still jumping into bed and you telling him to move over. I'm not gonna hold you, I found that visual to be comical. Jimmy also said, you two roach dudes don't know what to do in no raid. Kanye gave you whips, but that's what they do to the slaves. So Jim is obviously attacking Pusha's street credibility and also his ties to Kanye. I also like when Jim said, my name is my name, but they ain't screaming yet. They talking about the wrath that came, but we ain't seen it yet. Okay, clever way to use Pusha's album's titles against them. And he takes a low blow at Malice with talking about your brother. What happened to that boy? It's looking like they be selling crack to that boy. Super disrespectful, Jim. But it's probably fair game since Malice did appear on the same track with Push. So Jim pointed out that Pusha has been dressing kind of weird and possibly in need of a stylist as of late. And I think that's also a fair point considering that many, even Pusha fans, have questioned some of his recent fits. My overall thoughts on these two tracks is that, you know, Pusha had the better flow, the better delivery, and the overall vocal presence on the tracks. He exuded that, you know, I'm gonna sun you and weaken you without really breaking much of a sweat. But Jimmy, he had some lines that stuck, and I could appreciate his energy, his rawness, in his hunger. I'd also give Jimmy some props for responding relatively quick, especially knowing that he is the weaker lyrically. Now, of course, Jimmy was rapping off beat. I gotta say that. So he does lose points for that. But his verse wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't insane, but it's not bad. However, in the coming days and weeks, I do expect Pusha to come back and bring the pain and get all kinds of surgical with Jimmy. Still, with all that said, I'm gonna give this slight edge to Jim Jones here. Maybe because to me, he just embodied more of that direct, gritty, and underdog status in the video. And it's something that I personally could relate to a little bit more. But let me know in your comment section what y'all thought. Who's up? But it's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. As always, is peace and blessings. Jim Jones versus Pusha T, round 1-1.